welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I am doing 5 ways in which you can add finishing touches to your home. So I really love renovating our house, I'm really enjoying it, but the thing that I love most is styling it and adding the finishing touches to the rooms that we have renovated. And you don't have to have renovated your rooms to do these tips, it's just generally 5 ways in which you can add finishing touches to your home and make your house feel homely and cozy. Because I don't know about anybody else, but because it's now getting into autumn and winter, I'm really enjoying making the house cozy in the evenings and just generally making it a space that feels really nice and homely. So none of these tips are particularly groundbreaking, they're very, very simple, but I find that when I am looking for inspiration for kind of house decor and stuff, I find that the thing that I like most is just seeing other people's houses, seeing how they've styled stuff, seeing what they've done with their rooms. So I thought this would be a really nice video if you are looking for that kind of inspiration. But I'm just going to get started. If you are new to my channel, my name is Katie and I post videos 3 times a week on a Sunday, Tuesday and Thursday, and I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. But I'm just going to get started and I really hope that you enjoy the video. So first up, my first tip for adding a little bit of a finishing touch to your home is to use houseplants. I am a massive fan of houseplants. I think they instantly brighten up a room, make it look more done and make it look really stylish and cool. And I'm a big fan of real ones, but I also like fake ones too. It just depends on whether you can look after them or not. I'm not always the best at looking after mine, but I like to mix it up and have a mixture of both fake and real. And I just think they instantly make a room look more cozy, they make it look more stylish. You can add them to shelves and make the shelves look a little bit more complete, and I just generally think they bring so much colour and just a nice extra to a home. I often put them in places that are a little bit awkward, that I can't think of what else to put in them. I often put them in corners just to brighten up the room a little bit. They look great on shelves and ledges and bedside tables and things. But not only the plants themselves, I think that the planters and the different things that you can buy, whether that's a pot or a basket, really makes a difference and can really add a different style to your home depending on the look that you are going for. So yeah, I'm a massive fan of houseplants. So my next tip is to fill your house with artwork, whether it be prints or wall hangings or memo boards or wire letters or photos of you all. I just think adding art to your home really puts your own stamp on it, it brings your character out, and it really makes your house feel like a home. I'm a really big fan of really white walls with lots of different artwork on them. I might have the odd feature wall that's painted a different colour, but for the most part I like to let all the art in our house do the talking. I'm a big fan of colourful prints in the kids' bedrooms and also in our playroom. I think that looks really nice, but I just think that art really makes your home come alive. And I don't think you necessarily have to put art on the walls. I'm a really big fan of putting frames on shelves and wherever you can put them really. I even put them on the floor. I just think it's a way of adding a little bit of colour to otherwise quite dull spaces. I'm also a really big fan of gallery walls. I've got a travel one in my son's room. I've got one in our bedroom that I've done by putting the photo frames on hooks, and we've also got a really lovely one that's not just photos but other things in our girls' room as well, and I just think they look really nice. But you don't necessarily have to put loads of holes in the wall. I'm a really big fan of command strips. This is quite a good tip, especially if you're renting. You can use these, they're like little Velcro strips that you stick onto the wall, and it just means that you don't have to put loads of nails in the wall. And I think that we pretty much use these for all the prints in our house, even the heavy ones. I'm also a really big fan of wall stickers. This is a really affordable way of adding colour to white walls. We've got them in our girls' room, in my son's room, and I just think that they are a really nice way of adding a little bit of colour. So my next tip for finishing off your home and adding finishing touches is to style your shelves and ledges. This is actually my favourite thing to do because I really think it's nice to fill your home with trinkets that mean stuff to you, and I am a big fan of it looking busy but not too cluttered. And I think that it's really nice to have things that mean things to you. So for example, I collect globes, so you'll often see them dotted around my house in different places, and I just find them everywhere, and I think that they look quite quite nice. I also am a really big fan of adding nice, pretty looking books to shelves and just layering them a bit. So for example, on this shelf in our dining room, I've got a candle on top of some books, but it's just about finding different trinkets. So for example, in my son's room, it's kind of a loose bird theme. So I've got lots of little bird trinkets I found along the way. I picked up those like little aeroplanes for about 99p from eBay. I'm also a fan, like I said before, of putting art up on shelves as well, and just generally filling it with things that mean things. So for example, the kids' art or toys in our playroom, and just adding lots of colour. I'm just kind of play around with it, see how it looks, and just generally try and find things that mean things to us. I'm a big fan of putting candles and photos up as well, and of course plants and different things like that. But it's just about experimenting with what works for you. For example, my kids made that little lolly, so I've put that there. And yeah, it's just about experimenting. Number 4 is an obvious tip, but I find it massively finishes off your home, and that is adding cushions and rugs to really finish it off and make the house cozy. I'm a big fan of cushions of all different textures. I think that having different textures and patterns, don't be afraid to use clashing patterns. I think that really works as well, and I'm a big fan of using different textures like velvet or wool or fur. Also rugs massively finish off a home in my opinion. I am a fan of hard floors downstairs, but I also don't want it to feel too cold, so I like to add rugs just to make it feel cozy. And anywhere where there's a spare bit of carpet in our house has got a rug on it. I just think that they really finish it off. Again, don't be afraid to use different patterns that you might not necessarily think look good, and different textures as well, just to make the room feel cozy and feel done. I think there's nothing better than having a really soft and cozy rug, and I think it really finishes off a room. Lastly, kind of adding on to this, I'm also a fan of changing doorknobs if you can. So for example, on these white plain wardrobes, we changed the doorknobs and just added some little gold hexagon ones, and that really finished off the room as well. So my final tip for adding the finishing touches to your home, again, is quite simple. It's talking all about lighting and candles, but I really think that lighting can add such a different atmosphere to your home. I'm a really big fan of finding unique lighting that looks really good and just brings a different ambience to my home in the evenings. So for example, in our bedroom, we have pendant lighting, which is probably one of my favorite things in the house. My husband wasn't sure about it at first, but now he loves it. I think that lighting can be a real focal point to a room as well, and it can really draw your attention to it. So I'm a big fan of using lighting to style a room and make it look nice, and it can be in subtle ways as well, like this one in the corner of our playroom, but it really makes a room come alive. I also love novelty lighting. So for example, I have got this welcome neon sign in our hallway, and people always ask about it. It also lights up the hallway at night time. I'm also a big fan of fairy lights. They don't just have to be at Christmas. I got this one for £4 reduced last Christmas, and I keep it out all year round. I just think fairy lights are an affordable way of adding a little bit of style and also making your home look cozy as well. And I really like putting them around plants. I got these ones for 99p from Amazon, and I think they look really nice. I also have this dream one in our children's bedroom as well. Likewise, candles are such a nice way to add some coziness to your home. I love nothing more than going around after the kids have gone to bed and lighting all my candles. Firstly, they make the room look so cozy. Secondly, they smell lovely. And thirdly, they just add a really nice atmosphere, and I really think that candles finish the room off. I genuinely love nothing more than buying a new smelly candle, and I just go around the house and I light them all. I actually got these matches from Poundland the other day, and these are really good actually because they're really long. But yeah, I do just think that lighting and candles really just add a certain something to your home. I think that they can instantly make it feel more homely and make it feel more cozy, and I'm a big fan of lighting them all in the evenings. So that is it. I really hope that you enjoyed my 5 tips for adding finishing touches to your home. Please give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, just so I know that you liked it and I can continue to make more videos like this. And do leave me a comment below letting me know what you thought of the video, and also let me know what your favourite room in your house is, because I would love to know. I think for me it definitely has to be our bedroom. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!